I'm going to be talking to you about how you can naturally color your hair a gorgeous copper tone with low maintenance. It's easy to do and it's natural, chemical free. I mean, how could you say no? Welcome to the Hennasooq channel. My name is Khadija. I'm a leading expert in henna natural hair color and Ayurvedic healthy hair care and henna and Jaipur body art. Those are my specialties. So henna, what is it? It's a plant. It's a single plant. There's no such thing as henna colors. If you're new, you gotta watch all the henna hair coloring videos. Start with the Q&As. That would be a really good way to start and get your questions answered, get to the point, or even go to our website and go to the chat feature. If questions come up while you're watching this video, you definitely gotta watch the whole video, watch to the end, because I'm gonna show you how to get this color, how to make the recipe, and why we do it in the way that we do on purpose. Why don't we have blends? Why can't it be even easier? You know why? Because we're trying to get the exact color results with fresh raw ingredients. We're not trying to have these blends already pre-made, because a lot of time there's a lot of other stuff in it. So that becomes a problem. We're basically mixing the colors of these herbs, that what they have naturally, to get the color you want. And copper is actually really easy. It's really simple, it's really easy. And you probably have seen everyone how popular it is on TikTok, watching everyone dye their hair. But maybe you're like, well, I do want to dye it, but I don't want to do all that work. I want it to be even easier, and I want it to be natural as well. I don't want to use all these other ingredients that will mess with my hair, dry out my hair, make it crispy, make it break. You want a natural product, henna, that is going to not only strengthen your hair and give your hair shine and bounce and just overall gorgeousness. So this is the option for you for sure. This is what you're here for. So let me show you, and I'm gonna make it so easy and you're gonna love it, and it's so long lasting. So you may not know, but henna is a translucent dye, and it doesn't strip the natural hair color from your hair. It's not a chemical. So there's no stripping, there's no bleaching, there's none of that kind of effect. Henna binds to your hair naturally, and on your strand just coats it, colors it, protects it, gives it natural shine, definition, and helps it to grow longer and stronger and reduce those split ends big time. I've been doing henna over 20 years. I have not seen a split end. And I know I have a jab, you may not see it, but you gotta believe me, I do not cut my hair often at all. I really, really don't. My hair is long and I don't cut it often. I don't need to. Henna completely seals and locks in my hair. It really does, and it lasts for months. So that's what I love about henna. And I also want to give you guys a heads up that henna is hard to remove, so it is a permanent hair dye. So you are going to be committed for quite a minute. Unlike though conventional red hair color, where the molecules are too big to penetrate deep into the hair strand, the color of henna will not really fade. And this is my keep it simple sweetheart recipe when it comes to copper tones. We're going to be using some aloe vera powder because we want the hair to be soft and moisturized. And we're going to be using also some organic Cassia bovata. Sometimes this poor herb is called neutral henna. It is not neutral henna. It's not a henna plant. It's cassia. And this is a great herb for that copper tone that we're gonna need. And then last but not least, my favorite coppery henna powder, the OGs of OGs, Moroccan henna. Love this henna powder. It's going to give you that copper tone that's just rich and vibrant, and the coverage that lasts really long. And so the only other thing you'll really need to mix up your powders once you've put your dry ingredients in your bowl is to use warm to hot distilled water, or even chamomile tea is really nice. You could use either of those two ingredients for this particular recipe. Make sure it's not boiling and it's not cold, but it's in between. It's warm to hot, you could still touch it. That warmth actually helps trigger the dye release and also helps the powders dissolve really, really easy and make it even more smooth and creamy. And the key to this copper henna recipe is, first and foremost, we need our cassia. Cassia ovata, okay. Fine powder. And I'm gonna mix enough for shoulder length hair. So you need about 100 grams. So I'm gonna pour in half a pouch, which is 50 grams of cassia. Now, actually the most important ingredient is definitely our henna. And the type of henna you're using is important. For copper tones, you really need the Moroccan henna powder. I mean, this is the #1 best copper toned henna powder. So we're gonna use another 50 grams, half a package, boom, there we go. And so this is gonna be enough, as I mentioned, for shoulder length hair. And last but not least, we need our organic aloe vera powder. So I'm gonna add in about 1 good tablespoon actually for this recipe. You actually don't need a ton of aloe vera powder, which I really love that it goes so far. You know, that it's just so long lasting, because aloe vera powder can be a little expensive. So when you have all your herbs in the bowl, it's time to give it a mixy mix. Mix, mix, mix. And again, you can use your warm to hot distilled water or chamomile tea, and slowly add that in. Mix, mix, mix. And why I'm using 50-50 of each is because I find this gives you the absolute best copper color. Equal parts of your henna and your indigo, and your aloe vera powder is just a supplement to this whole recipe. When it comes to color and your hair focus and what you're actually trying to do, you have to make sure your ingredients that you need to pull the most from are the primary ingredients in your recipe. So I do get that question a lot, that people wonder, can I add this and can I do this and blah, blah, blah. Don't go crazy with your recipe. Do not go crazy. Keeping it simple is all you need to do. You really, honestly, because you want to get the benefits of what you're using. You don't want to go crazy and just dilute all the ingredients that you actually want benefits from. And when you're mixing this up, it probably is going to take about actually only an hour or 2 for dye release. If you want to leave it for 3 to 4 hours, that's fine as well. But if you do get to the 2-hour point, you're kind of like, oh, okay, I'm ready to use it now. I'm just gonna, apply it to my hair and blah, blah. You can definitely do so, because Moroccan henna powder has a very fast dye release. You do not want to let your henna sit out overnight, because it's really unnecessary. And honestly, you may not realize, but you're attracting bacteria to your recipe. It's out in the open. You don't need to do all that. Mix it fresh, 3 to 4 hours max, and use it and apply. These lumps will also dissolve because I'm using warm to hot water. So as it sits, it's going to get even more creamy and smooth. So don't stress too much about these lumpity lumps. They will dissolve, and the more you mix it, and that friction alone gets it to be really smooth and creamy. This is a pretty good consistency. It's a little thick, but I do mix it on the thick side in the beginning, just because I want to see how it absorbs water, and I want to adjust it when it gets closer to the time for me to use it after the dye release. And then I can judge, do I need a little bit more water? But you want it to be about the consistency of about thick yogurt, but spreadable yogurt. So, kind of balanced in between. So, because it's a paste, it's not going to be watery, inky, liquid dye. It's not supposed to be henna is a paste. All the herbs you're using are paste-like. They do not need to be too liquidy. If you are mixing your henna, your indigo, any of the herbs that you're using too thin, it's going to drip all over the place. And it's just not going to give you the color results you're looking for. You need to have a thick, nice concentration. And this is how you make your copper recipe. Optionally, if you want, I'll give you one more option too. If you want to make it smell a little extra nice, you can definitely add some essential oils. We have some brand new essential oils actually coming in the next couple of weeks as well, that you definitely want to stay tuned for. And oh, you know what? Because I love you guys so much, and you guys are watching and paying attention, I have a surprise for you. That's going to be a free gift. We have doorbusters for Black Friday, and we're going to be giving you guys some free essential oils in the brand new packaging. And oh, you guys are going to love it, because it's going to be so cute. Yeah, you're gonna love it. And with this recipe, you're going to pre-wash your hair with one of our shampoo bars or a hair wash, because it goes on so much easier if your hair is like damp and clean, and you get better color and better penetration in that way. So do that, and then when your hair is slightly damp, then you can apply the recipe to your hair all over, starting, make sure you get the roots and go all the way down to your ends. If you need to do 4 sections, that'll help it go on much easier as well, and you won't miss any spots. And give your hair a really good massage at the end, because that honestly is the best part. I always do that, and I swear clients are like, that's what gets us the better color that we're looking for, that's longer and lasting. I just love the massage part, because I want to feel that it's all over, and that the client feels that it feels pretty cool all over. And when you know it's pretty cool all over, that you've gotten really good coverage in that. And then you're going to leave it in your hair at least 3 to 4 hours. If you have a heat cap or a steamer, you can cut that time in half at your convenience. And then from there, what I want you to do when you're washing it out is, if you have a really good shower head, like a strong one, ideally that would be the best. And use our cleansing co-wash, because our co-wash is different from other co-washes. It's a restorative conditioner infused with shiitake to make it cleansing. And it's not like you're doing another hair wash treatment, it's just really detangling. And shiitake just really loosens everything up and makes sure everything gets out, and it restores back so much moisture, so that your hair is feeling really soft and nice and getting everything out. Because if that doesn't happen, your scalp will feel itchy, and you'll be wondering like, oh, why is it like this? And am I allergic or whatnot? So you really want to make sure you're washing it out fully and really well. And so the color in the beginning might seem a little bright, especially if your hair, the lighter your hair is or the more gray you have, it may seem very bright with the henna hair color, coppery tone, maybe even orangey. Don't freak out, because it takes about like a day or 2 to settle down and deepen up, and that's normal. So let it settle, let it get back to normal. And then if you want to develop that copper tint, if you're just like, I need it to more vibrant, I want it to be more rich, and I just want to, build it, you will have to do several applications, and not like back to back. You don't want to overprocess your hair. Give your hair a break, like be patient. Do it like every couple, kind of 2-3 weeks, in the beginning. Maybe you can wait the average of 4 to 6 weeks. That's even better. Just as you color your hair 4 to 5 times, you will see that rich copper red just like blossom. So thank you for tuning in. Again, my name is Khadijah, and I'm so glad and honored that you are a subscriber of my channel now, because I know you hit that subscribe button, right? So I appreciate you guys. I will see you next time. Bye.